If you thought last season's turmoil was over, think again. While Draymond Green was still reeling from a tough playoff exit and dealing with the emotional aftermath of another heated clash with hostile fans, a quiet but bold move was brewing behind the scenes in San Francisco. A discreet phone call was made and secret conversations unfolded out of the public eye. A familiar name came up, one that carried both history and hope. Kevin Durant. Yes, you read that correctly. During the February trade deadline, the Golden State Warriors made an effort to bring Durant back, hoping to rekindle the spark that once fueled their dominant run between 2016 and 2019. It was a daring attempt, one that some might label as desperate, but it was also filled with nostalgia and optimism. The dream of reliving not just the championships, but the rare chemistry that Durant, Curry, and Draymond once shared on the floor. But Durant's response was not favorable. In private, he made it clear that he wasn't ready to switch teams again, at least not at that moment. As a result, despite the Warriors' behind-the-scenes maneuvering, the trade never materialized. It was a hard pill to swallow for Golden State's front office, which understood that such an opportunity might not come around again anytime soon. Meanwhile, in Phoenix, the Suns, stacked with stars like Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, failed to live up to their championship expectations. Instead of contending for the title, they missed both the playoffs and the play-in tournament entirely. The season turned into a disappointment, frustrating fans and confusing executives, especially since Durant continued to perform at a high level. What looked like a promising year turned into a nightmare. Things took a darker turn when head coach Mike Budenholzer was fired, signaling instability and a pressing need for change. Soon after, a major development emerged. Durant is now expected to be traded this summer. Shams Charania of ESPN confirmed that trade discussions are likely to intensify. This news has sparked excitement and nervous energy among Warriors fans, who can't help but wonder what a Durant reunion would mean for their team. For those who may have forgotten, Durant's time in Golden State was legendary. In 3 seasons, he helped win 2 championships and earned 2 Finals MVPs. He wasn't just another star, he was a cornerstone of a dynasty. Playing alongside Curry and Green, Durant averaged 25.8 points per game in the regular season and 29.6 in the playoffs, cementing his place in franchise history. Many believe he could make history once again. Now at 36, Durant is battling time and injuries, but he still plays at an elite level. He has 1 year remaining on his current contract, and his future is uncertain, but full of potential. In this context, Andy Bailey from Bleacher Report suggested a bold trade proposal. He believes the Warriors could pursue Durant in a sign-and-trade deal, giving up Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield, Moses Moody, Brandon Podziemski, and a 2027 first-round pick. This trade would come at a high cost. It would mean parting ways with young prospects and valuable draft capital, something the Warriors have typically been hesitant to do. Kuminga, in particular, is a rising talent nearing restricted free agency, so the trade would also involve re-signing him to match salaries and satisfy league rules. It's a high-risk, high-reward move. Bailey argues that despite the gamble, the Suns might seriously consider this offer. Durant will turn 37 in September, and his injury history is significant. He also couldn't rescue Phoenix from a disappointing season. Still, his stats remain impressive. 26.6 points, 6 rebounds, and 4.2 assists per game with remarkable shooting efficiency. 52.7% from the field, 43% from 3, and 83.9% from the free throw line. Even at this stage in his career, a lineup featuring Durant, Curry, Green, and possibly Jimmy Butler would be formidable. Certainly more competitive than what Golden State showed in 2024-25. This raises a critical question. Should the Warriors chase one last shot at glory with their legendary trio? Or should they focus on building around their young core? This decision goes beyond basketball. It touches on egos, expectations, and the delicate balance within the locker room. How would Durant's return affect his relationship with Curry? Would Draymond be willing to share the spotlight again? And what about the younger players? Kuminga, Moody, and Podziemski? What role would they have in this reconfigured lineup? The Warriors' choice isn't just about numbers or contracts, it's about legacy. Do they lean on the comfort of the past, despite the risks? Or do they embrace the uncertainty of a future led by rising talent? With summer approaching, this could be the team's final chance to crown its dynasty, or face the closing chapter of an era. So, Warriors fans, what would you do? Would you welcome Durant back for another title run? Or would you stick with the next generation, placing faith in their potential to bring future success? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's hear your take on this potential trade, the risks involved, and the emotions surrounding it. The Warriors are at a pivotal moment. From the tension that boiled over with Draymond Green during the semifinals against the Minnesota Timberwolves to the behind-the-scenes turbulence involving Kevin Durant and the Suns, the franchise now stands at the edge of a dramatic turning point, one that could shake up both the team and the league. When a powerhouse like Golden State falls short of the title race, the ripple effect is felt across the NBA. Speculation spreads quickly, and with their early elimination from the Western Conference playoffs, attention has shifted toward the team's next major move. It's a move that could reignite their title hopes or create more risk than reward. Amidst the rumors, another superstar has entered the conversation: Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks. After years of high expectations followed by postseason letdowns, Giannis now faces a pivotal choice. At 30, already a global icon and one of the league's elite, he must decide whether to stay in Milwaukee and continue trying to rebuild, or look for a new destination with a better chance to contend. Sources say that decision could come soon. The Bucks, who already lost Damian Lillard and are staring down an uncertain future, are doing their best to convince Giannis to stay. But the likelihood of a trade request is growing. Meetings scheduled for next week may spark a move that would shift the NBA landscape. For the Warriors, rumored as a potential landing spot, this creates a massive dilemma. Adding Giannis would bring short-term firepower, but could drastically alter the team's dynamics. The current core of veterans, Curry, Green, and Butler, define the franchise, and though they are at different stages of their careers, they remain vital pieces in any championship pursuit. Bringing Giannis to the Bay Area would mean making big sacrifices. The team might have to part with Kuminga, Moody, Hield, Podziemski, and several draft picks. Losing these assets could damage the team's long-term prospects and disrupt the structure that coach Steve Kerr has carefully maintained. There's also the challenge of managing salaries and team chemistry. Giannis's contract is sizable, and fitting it into a roster of aging stars would require precise financial planning and strong adaptability from everyone involved. His presence would come with soaring expectations and added pressure to keep peace among established veterans. Curry, however, remains optimistic. Recently, he expressed confidence in the current core, saying that if the team had stayed healthy, they could have made a deeper run. He sees his own injury as a turning point that limited their success and believes in the group's potential. This perspective makes him wary of overhauling the roster just to land another star. Still, the NBA never stands still. The Warriors must be prepared to make bold decisions that could define the franchise's next era. If a trade for Giannis becomes reality, its impact will be wide-reaching. from how the team plays to how the fans respond. Meanwhile, Milwaukee faces its own crossroads. After years of building around Giannis, the departure of Lillard, and a failure to reach even the play-in tournament have raised questions about the franchise's direction. If Giannis leaves, it could trigger a full-scale rebuild. For Warriors fans, the upcoming offseason is shaping up to be an emotional roller coaster, packed with speculation and major choices. The window for another title with Curry, Green, and Butler remains slightly open, but time is not on their side. So, what do you think? Could Giannis be the missing piece the Warriors need to return to championship form, even if it means giving up young talent? Or is it better to trust the veterans and continue nurturing the next generation? Share your perspective in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates. The next few months could reshape the league, and you won't want to miss a moment of it. Whether it's a surprise trade, a shift behind the scenes, or a last-minute deal, stay tuned and join us on this thrilling journey into the future of the Golden State Warriors.